So it's still a good thing that they joined the two presentation, because mainly they are very related. The MVP with SaaS, it's in the same field, in same process of product life cycle. So for the MVP, I will just move on presentation. We have this number. It's 90%, which is the number of startups that are failing out there. And the main reason for why they are failing is they are creating a product or service that market doesn't need. And by that, in other words, it means they are building a great product nobody wants or nobody gonna use. And how to avoid that? Mainly, this is our topic, is the minimum viable product, or the MVP. So what is an MVP? It's a version of a product with just enough feature or minimal feature or the most basic feature and principal features to be usable by early customers, who can then provide feedback and who can let us enter in a feedback wheel to make some future product development. And as an example, if we have to build a wedding cake as an end product, we maybe want to start with our MVP as a cupcake, give it to early customers, get their feedback, how it smells, how it's good or not, what we can change before building the wedding cake. So we arrive to the same slide in the SaaS. We have to make separation between those keywords, which are proof of concept, prototype, and MVP. So proof of concept is mainly answering the question, is my product technically feasible? Or my idea, is it technically feasible? After validation, this first validation, we move to maybe build a prototype and build some UI experience for our tools, and this will be answering the question, how my product will look and feel, how my product will appear. Then we will move to the MVP, which is the first version of our product, and which is more interested to what users think about my product, what feedback I can get from those users. So this leads us to say why I should build an MVP. I say, why not to build an MVP? Let's take this scenario where maybe we discovered a pain or a problem somewhere. We have an idea, we brainstormed a solution to lower this pain and to fix this problem. So this leads us to develop a full product, include all the great features and all what came to our mind regarding this solution. Then we will design and develop maybe for weeks, for months. After that, we will go to market. In this scenario, and maybe I say in this wrong scenario, we will not having any validation, we will not having any feedback, because we are not talking with customers, we are not on the market, we don't know what the market knows. We know just that we are excited about some features that maybe will be solving a problem. Even this problem, we don't know if it's validated or not. Then we will be investing money, time and effort with market uncertainty, and then we will be in a high risk to build a product nobody gonna use, and we will be in the 90% startups that are failing. So with an MVP scenario, it's like the same scenario. We will be detecting a problem, providing a solution or a tool or a way to fix this problem. Then we will enter in a way of improvement, and we will be building the first version of our product, which is a minimum viable product. We will be putting it in the market, measuring some feedback, inside data, and try to get as much as possible of data, and learn from this data to have decisions, to have ideas that let us build the second version and try to stay in this wheel of improvement. Then in this scenario, we are sure we are building a product with and for customers and market. We are focusing on market needs, not on a luck. We are wisely using the time, the money, and the effort to build the product, and we are maybe getting the first revenues and dollars from our early adopters and early customers. So, how to define an MVP? When we are trying to define the perimeter of our MVP, we want to avoid some mainly three situations. the situation where we have many features in the MVP that are maybe viable, but we are in a long feedback cycle. We are basing our work on luck. We are making more investment. Also, the situation where we are building many features that are not viable, and this situation is the worst because we will be in a complete waste of time, effort, and money. And the last situation we want to avoid is to build few features that are not viable because we won't find any buyers. And we want to fit our MVP to be in the situation where we are building a few features, principal features, the most important features for early customers, and this is where we have a minimum viable product. So I say it's fine if an MVP have some bugs, but the core features should be operational. The UI and UX should be at least and should be okay at minimum. And if this is not the case, you are just turning the people away. They are just losing the first customers. So minimum needs to be minimum good at least. Then let's take some examples of some most successful MVPs out there. We have Amazon, which is started in MVP as an online bookstore. We have the end product today, which is the most popular e-commerce website. We have Airbnb, which is started by two product designers who were trying to rent an extra space in their apartment, and they were making a website for this. Today, the end product is one of the biggest online marketplace for rental and homestays. We have Groupon, which is a good example for pivoting ideas during the process, because they were starting as an MVP to help people gather together and run crowdfunding and boycott bad stores. But along the way, they found that people are started sharing between them coupon promotion and the purchase opportunities. So they pivoted the idea of the product to another product, which is today one of the most popular coupon and group deals websites. So this is an example of an MVP we built in 2 days for like we are doing project estimation for freelancers and developers, and this is built in 2 days just to test the market. I don't want to lose time building the product and take days or months to. So we take 2 days to build a product, a minimal product, to go on the market to test, to verify if we can have some traction, or we let the product and move around. So for the takeaway of this presentation, you can't ask, will this idea work? You need to ask the market by building it. Nobody gonna make hypothesis or assumption about an idea, because if you don't go to market, you can't know if it's gonna work or not. So nobody knows until you launch. The second takeaway is the same as the SaaS business model. When building an MVP, the most important is the why behind the product, not the what, not the how you achieve the product, because the customer don't give a fuck about what you are building or how you are building it. What matters for him is what you are giving him as a value. What matters for him, how the product will be fixing his problem or reduce his pain. And thank you.
So how much of your previous career as a Java developer did you use to make money with these MVPs and SaaS products?
I would say everything you pass in your life is useful in something. But my Java career as a freelancer for like 9 or 10 years wasn't directly useful, but it was useful indirectly, because actually I'm not using Java. If you are in the market as an entrepreneur who is building his own product, you can't. I say you can't use Java, because I'm at the early stage with the example of products I have given. I can't go to market in 2 days with Java. I can't have there is an infrastructure behind. There is a VM. There is a lot of things to take into consideration. Not like other language like PHP or their framework Laravel, which we are using mainly, or React or JavaScript. They are giving you this weapon to go to market as fast as possible. And as I say, maybe I prefer to go with a no code if it can give me the future of my tool. So, but everything we do it's useful in something, because we are in a compound effect way. This is the compound effect. When you arrive to something in 10 years, maybe you won't feel that it was helpful what we were doing in the first year, but there is a compound effect that from the first year there is a compounding useful things that let you arrive somewhere.
I have a question for the first MVP that you are launching on the market. Are you giving the clients some fees to pay for the initial MVP?
It depends to you, but for the initial MVP, like the example I have given, it's free. Because what matters for me is the feedback. I don't matter for the money at the beginning.
But if it turns that it is successful,
of course,
then you are
I'm gonna add because maybe with feedback of user, I'm gonna get a lot of feedback that let me pivot the product or pivot the features that I was fixing at the beginning. Maybe because this way of improvement and continuous improvement, maybe I will list this product and add more features to make it as a freemium model.
Yeah.
So it will stay free with more features to be in the pro. So it's a learning well, daily learning well with customers, because we are with and for customers in the market, and we are listening, talking to the customer in a continuous way. So we can build a product we are sure that will be useful for customers.
But is it possible that the clients that you can lose the clients? Maybe they won't like the fact that you have added
No.
the payment.
No, because the clients,
Yeah.
the first clients are called early adopters. They are not a client you are gonna lose in general, because they will be I don't matter giving them the pro plane for free, because they are I already benefit from them in the feedback part. So those users are my early adopter users. They are building products with me.
Nice.
So it's not a problem to give them anything for free in the
Thank you.
yes.
I think it's going to be a general question, but I would like to ask about the first MVP. So you said the first MVP is going to be like to initiate the relationship with the client, basically.
Yeah.
So what do you think it's the best approach is to make that MVP stable, to maybe to make the client love that product, or you will work on other MVPs, new features and stuff?
There is
You do this,
yes.
both things at the same time.
In your question, there is we can make a difference between an MVP and an MLP. There is a minimum viable product and a minimum low viable product. So for the minimum low viable product, we use it when we are in a competitive market. In a competitive market, you don't want to go to the market with a shishi product with just the features, because there is concurrence, there is competitivity, there is other tools doing the same thing. So you should have a minimum lovable product which take in consideration the features and the appearance. But when you are building an MVP, maybe unique features, maybe there is an entry barrier or something like this. You focus more on the core features and the basic features, but don't forget to have an appearance that is at least okay. I don't want to create an MVP with a button above another button. There is a minimum appearance that you should be delivering to users. And with the continuous improvement, you will be improving on the future side and on the appearance side. Sometimes there is some product that doesn't need any appearance. You just use a minimal appearance because you are given a feature that doesn't exist on the market. Like lastly, I don't know if you know Peter Levels. He's launching a product called Interior AI, where you give him an empty room and he give you the 3D design with all the elements and everything. And there is a big entry barriers because he's building some algorithm for AI and some stuff like this. He doesn't give a fuck about what the product will look, how it will look. What matters? He's giving a future that no one else is giving. So this is the general idea.